My company is Crystal H Technology Screens. Last demonstration I was in literally had a crazy time tracking down fire sticks through the house. It was insane, but yeah, I went on, got some rest, which I needed really badly, and just now waking up. First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal H Technology Screens. If you got a chance to check out the last video, yeah, I went through something called fire stick madness. Like I literally could track that 7 fire sticks in the house. And it was a headache tracking down every last one of them. And still the other one, we found out the remote control is burnt out. It just burnt out. Just not working, wasn't functioning at all, period. So we replaced it with another fire stick. Man, that was a freaking headache. Anyway, so we're downstairs in the basement, max out zone. We're using a $60 NEC projector. We're doing an ultra short throw test to make sure the screen can pick up on ultra short throws. If it picks up on a $60 unit, it picks up on anything. So two things we have to look at this thing when we're watching it. When we turn to the side, you have to make sure the screen's going to pick up, because one of the problems you have with ultra short throw projectors, they do not pick up or register if the screen can't see it on side to side. A lot of people don't realize that when you're showing up an ultra short throw demonstration, they don't realize that the most important thing about ultra short throw is the angle gain, because one of the biggest issues ultra short throws have pulling up on screens. Certifieds go through it all the time because of the reflective surface. So that's one thing you have to show up when you're doing ultra short throw demonstrations. And again, we do not use high-end expensive projectors, because as we consider that cheating. We're doing a demonstration. There's no point in me coming out here using a projector with a massive amount of contrast or color capabilities or whatever, because again, if the customer can't afford the same projector we're using in the demonstration, it's really pointless to do the demonstration to begin with. It's a $60 NEC. They got it for under 200 bucks. 250 bucks is the most you're going to pay for it. If you get it brand new, they want $1,000 for them. Like I said, it's a pretty good projector, 3600 lumens. I think it has like a 2000 or 3001 contrast ratio. Let's go to Projector Central and look it up. I know it's pretty low. All right. And of course, when we do all these demonstrations, everything's done in the max out environment, because if the screen can pull up with the ultra short throw projector and all this light, it's going to work anywhere in the house. All right, so let's begin, because I have another ultra short throw demonstration to do on the 39 Black Widow acoustic screens. But I've done this. And before we get started, I should have pointed this out. There is the projector right here. This one we use upstairs for the floor display. So this is one of the tests you should be seeing. Always, anytime anybody displays an ultra short throw projector, you need to see if you can pick it up from side to side. Now, screen paints won't have that issue. Let me tell you that from the door. Certified screen, on the other hand, will have that issue, due to the fact, as I said before, it's called the narrow viewing cone effect. That's what it's called. Now, we can't throw any gunmetals up here because we don't have any gunmetals that are ultra short throw compatible. When I see people trying to show off demonstrations on ultra short throws, if you're using a cinema grade 5D, any one of those screens that doesn't have a ceiling light rejection, which are usually used for ultra short throw or technology, you're not supposed to have them up there. And I've seen people throwing all different kinds of screens up against an ultra short throw. You're not supposed to do that, because what happens is those screens can become really, really dark. They don't accept ultra short throws. You have to have a certain screen to do that with their technology. So if you're going to do demonstrations, you have to do them fair and you have to do them right. Or if not, some of these companies will come a knocking with attorneys because you defaced their screen, and you're not supposed to do that. That's why you read all the little guidelines that come with their products before you display them. That's why you don't see us taking certified screens outside, because those screens are not made to be taken outside. They have certain screens designed for that. At least has a screen called the Yard Master. That's for outside. All the other screens, they stay inside. So as you can see on our $60 projector, fully lit environment, we're not having any issues. Where's that? Oh, it's upstairs. Upstairs. We still got upstairs and do a dedicated set up upstairs. I'm definitely doing that. I gotta grab something. I'll be back. Where's that plug?
Save big and sleep better with a new mattress from Rainbow Flanagan. Save hundreds of select mattresses from Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and more. Find the right mattress for you from our selection of all the top brands. The Memorial Day sale going on now, only at Rainbow Flanagan.
Got a commercial there, you probably did. Go on YouTube. The commercial fiends. Let me see. Maybe we got a commercial there. YouTube's always know what I'm doing. For some reason, I'm down here. Hardly no commercials. The minute I walk away to do something, commercial pops on. All right, let me show you something here. Now, I told you before, Gray Screen Paint products. We're gonna push this every video. Gray Screen Paint products will not work on a $60 projector. That's a $60 projector, NEC. Red screen.
Getting that for YouTube.
They do not see color. Voila. Told you. We go through this in every forum site. And that's just on YouTube, every forum site. Even when we go to some of the forum sites that we go into for audio theater or stuff like that, they have on there. We do this all the time. We bump into gray screens quite a bit in there. So they'll have their high end way beyond what we have over here. And we're saying, no, a gray screen doesn't pick up. This is where we start having our conversations back and forth. And this is where I go into a live reel, do a live stream on their platform, and we do this. Now, of course, in our environment, when we come downstairs to the basement, we're using far more light than they're using in their environment. They're nowhere near the light that we're using in this environment, not even close. They're using ambient light controlled environments with their stuff in their environments. We come in here in a fully lit environment, $60 projector, under 300 bucks, and we show them this. It's different when you have a gray screen on a standalone by itself in an ambient light controlled environment with calibration and all that stuff attached to it, and a machine that has extra perks attached to it. Yeah, there you go. There's your bells and whistles. Now you take it out of that element, you stick it in an environment that has extremely a ton of light that it has to deal with. You stick it on a low grade projector that doesn't have a 2 million to 1, it doesn't have color and all that. It doesn't have any of that stuff at all. It's all stripped away, and you see what you get afterwards. That's why I said that when we watch demonstrations with certifies and these naysayers or whatever, I can't say naysayers, people who develop gray screen paints, follow behind the certifies. If it what the certifies are doing, we might as well do it. No, you do not want to follow behind that, because we could blow a certified clean out the water on any one of these screens. Yeah, if we can knock out a certified, we can knock your stuff out. And I'm talking about anybody who makes a gray screen paint product, because some people take it personally. Well, that's their issue, not ours. But again, as I said before, they do not work. Blue screen.
Getting that for YouTube.
So if you bought an Optima P2 and you got a gray screen, you have failed your projector, because it will not pick up. There is no way in the world, and I don't know what kind of magic dust at the end of the day that some people snort, but you have to understand, there is no way in the world that you're going to get a screen to be able to generate a contrast level that high on that product. Not going to happen. Besides, we used to make this stuff. I told you from the door we used to make it. I know how it's going to react. It's the same thing I went through when a black diamond hit my screen. A gray screen is automatically going to have an extremely difficult time trying to pick up at 100 inches, at 120 inches, 135. That's why you don't see anybody matching their screen sizes, if you notice that. And someone pointed that out. In our demonstrations, do you see people matching the screen sizes? You don't see it. 150s, you don't see it. You know why? Because they can't, because the gray screen, I mean, the bigger the screen, the more light the screen's going to be introduced to, the faster it's going to wash out. Slow color change out. So can our screens activate on ultra short throws? Of course they can. Definitely can activate on ultra short throws. That's not a problem. Can a gray screen activate an ultra short throw? No, they don't. The only way you can get that to work is you have to be in the dark. And again, the purpose of the ultra short throw projector was to break away from the whole being stuck in a dark environment. That's the whole purpose of an ultra short throw projector. That's why if you look at the P2 promo, the P2 promo doesn't do the demonstration in a dark environment. It does a demonstration in a fully lit environment. That's how they do their promo, because they want to break away from the stereotype of that you have a projector, you have to be stuck in the dark, and you don't have to be. So as you can see, we're doing the color pattern test. And in the color pattern test, you can clearly see where the gray paint is not pulling up at all, period. I'm going to make sure our screen is seeing color. So this is why we do the color pattern test. The color pattern test is to make sure that the screen is receiving and accepting color. This means we don't have to ever calibrate this projector ever, because the screen can actually physically see color. Let's go over to Starfield Screensaver. Now, mind you, we get some people that'll say, well, how come you can't do the demo in the dark? Again, any screen's going to pull up in the dark. That's easy. The hard thing is to get a screen to pull in a fully lit environment. This is where your colors are going to fade. Your colors don't fade as fast as you're going to, in the dark, colors don't fade as fast. Lights on, that's a different story. And as I said before, the ultra short throw projector is designed to be like a TV set-top box, but for projection setups. Now, of course, you get the big screens of movie theater experience at 100 inch, 120 inches. We're at a TV at 100 inches, it's going to cost you a whole lot of money. So with the ultra short throw projector, it's designed to sit right up on top of your screen. There's no wires and cables and stuff. This projector's not behind you, all the other stuff. And you could treat it just like a TV, which that's why people like the ultra short throw setups. The problem you have here when you're dealing with a gray screen is, even with the ultra short throw setup, you're limited to a certain size screen. You can't do 150, you can't do 160, you can't do any big screens with it, because again, the bigger the screen, the more light the screen's going to take in, and the faster it's going to fade. The technology we have here under the Gunmetal, basically, as you can see, pulls up an amazing contrast level, even though it's not perfectly jet black. It also too picks up amazing white levels, colors, and all that other good stuff. Let's test it on, I want to do the test on, let's see, Skyworth food demonstration. I like doing this demonstration right here. Now this background is supposed to be black, but as you can see, it's not picking up on the gray surface. Now, the screen has a bit of an odd shape to it. It's because the screen's not laying perfectly flat, by the way. Ultra short throw projectors have to lay on a perfect flat surface. As you can see, the color's having a very difficult time picking up on the gray screen. This is why we point out right at the end of the day that the gray screens can't see color and they can't see contrast on a $60 ultra short throw projector. That means the customer is going to have to spend more money for a more expensive projector in order to pick up some color off the screen. Where our customers at our technology can use a basic 720p low-end ultra short throw projector, as long as it's name brand. I don't think they make an ultra short throw fake projector. I'm curious if they do, or probably don't. But anyway, they can use a cheap, old, outdated ultra short throw projector and still pick up, as you can see. Okay, I want to do next 8K desired nature. As your white levels are working quite well. Let's try this one again. 8K nature desire. I like to do the contrast levels on this one. This has really good contrast levels. So fine, there we go. And mind you, this projector again, 2000 to 1 contrast ratio, and this is a gunmetal screen, not black. Now, we go upstairs. I have another room upstairs with another ultra short throw projector. And in that setup, my projector is $130 and my screen size is 148 inches. It's big. It literally almost hits the ceiling. And that thing takes in a ton of ambient light. That entire room is coated with Titan technology. Now, without a 2 million to 1 contrast ratio projector, and still you still can't pick up that dark shade of gray. Yeah, waste of money on a piece of machinery like that. Like I said, they can't. We can make this a challenge today. And literally, we're going to do ultra short throw for ultra short throw. I got no problem with that. We could do one today. Fully lit environment. We love to put these challenges out. We love putting challenges out. You should. Like I said, things we do every day. This is a test demonstration. But for most people, this is considered to be an extreme challenge. As I said before, gray screens don't work. They don't pick up. We do our demonstrations in real time, so you can see everything in real time. We don't cut anything out. We don't edit nothing. It is what it is. Just like me walking around the house trying to find fire sticks. Yeah, we don't edit anything. It is what it is. Look at that. Doesn't even pick up. Mind you, this technology we developed here, this gunmetal, again, can take out certified gunmetals. So if it can take out a certified gunmetal screen, what makes you think a gray screen paint product could match it? But they want to. They can always order directly through me and do a review, but they won't. They can't even do the 38. These are 39s. So as you can see, yeah, it works on ultra short throw projectors. We already know the technology can do this. We already know. The minute we develop, we know what it can do. We just have to have a timestamp recording of the screen doing what we already said it was going to do. Everything has to be backed up. So that way, if I have a customer, a company comes up and says, hey, is it ultra short throw compatible? We can go back to a demonstration and go, here you go, ultra short throw compatible. Well, we already know it can do it. Before we started developing the gunmetal, I sat there and said on camera, Every gunmetal screen we throw at this screen, it's going to wash it out. Did I not say that? I can go back and find the video. A lot of people said, oh, you're bragging, Brad. I know my technology. I know what we're blessed to have. I know what it's designed to do. I've seen it over and over again. I've done so many demonstrations on certified screens, it's not even funny. If I look at a screen and I see the formula, I can tell automatically from the door by looking at the formula how that screen is going to react. I've seen it too many times to count. And sure enough, what happened? We threw certified screens against it, and what happened? Every last one of them washed out. All right, let's go over here and let's get my personal favorite. Black background, goldfish, screensaver. And then we do the LG Jazz, and see how many times this thing actually turns gray on us. This is one of my personal favorite for testing out screens. Now keep in mind, when I say the background must remain black, but this is a gunmetal screen. It does not produce a 100% black level. It produces a darker shade of gray. That's what they do. I get so sick and tired of hearing people saying, oh, it produces a 100% black level. No, it doesn't. How is it going to produce a 100% black level? The screen's not even black. Where are you getting this from? That must be a very powerful projector with an insane amount of contrast to do that one. If that's the case, I mean, heck, if you had projectors that literally can turn a surface into a jet black surface, then gunmetal screens wouldn't exist. What would be the point of buying one? You go buy yourself a cheap white screen, hit it with that projector, and get a 100% black level. It doesn't exist. And some people don't understand the laws of physics because they're how things actually function and work. Let's go over to, where are we going to go to next? Oh, LG Jazz demonstration. Now watch the screen flicker. Every time that screen turns gray, that means that screen can't see contrast or color. Now the reason why I know these screens have a huge issue in fully lit environments, like I said, sorry to beat a dead horse to death, but you did the demonstration, so I'm going to bring it up. The demonstration with the Network Grade 773, one of the things people were pointing out the most, well actually one of the ones the screen was matching, but the second one they're pointing out the most is how the screen was fading and washing out right next to the house paint. Now, for those of you who have P2 projectors or are about to buy a P2 projector, don't be discouraged. The projector, buy it. It's amazing. The problem was the projector was having an issue due to the fact of what it was being displayed on. If you look at the promo demonstration, we only saw one person matching the promo. Have you seen a promo demonstration on the P2? Do you see how they displayed the projector? Did you know that projector is not supposed to be displayed in the dark? The whole purpose of that whole entire setting with all that white pastel colors, family sitting there watching TV and sports, woman sitting there doing yoga, is to sell you on the point that that is a projector that is designed for the everyday person. You don't have to be stuck in a theater room. You don't have to be stuck in the dark. That's the whole purpose, to separate itself from the stereotype that if you buy a projector, you're stuck in the dark. That's what they're separating themselves from in that demonstration. That's why I find it so impressive. And then we go online and we look for people who have the same thing as a promo demonstration, and every single person is stuck in the dark. We might as well long through it at the end of the day. That's the purpose of the ultra short throw. It's a TV set-top box. That's what it's designed for. So you can have it right up close, just like a TV. You don't have to have it in the back. It's attached to the top. It's designed to be like a TV. When you turn your TV on, are you in the dark? Or do you have your lights on? Now you see every time that screen turns, every single time. The reason why we do this demonstration, because I see this demonstration being done a lot on gray screens, and they'll do this in the dark and go, ooh, look at the color. No. They're lying to you. This is how they really react. And if they say that's a lie, not true, well, we can give them a challenge today. Max out environment. Because without that ambient light, it's a dark environment, the screen's gonna have issues. Now, a gray screen will wash out even faster on an ultra short throw than a long throw. Don't even ask me how, but it does. Look at it. Look how many times that thing is turning tan. It's turned tan through the entire demonstration. And mind you, my projector is 3600 lumens. Ultra short throw, 720p. So not only does the technology we have pass its test with flying colors and pulls up in a fully lit environment, but also we get a chance to show you why you do not use gray screen paint products on long throw, ultra short throws, Pico projectors. They don't work. This is what took them out, the gunmetal. Isn't that interesting? We used to make this gray screen paint product here 9 years ago. And now we have gunmetal technology, the very same technology that showed me at the end of the day, this is the direction I need to go. And now years later, here I am with gunmetal technology doing this to a gray screen. Interesting, isn't it? And at one point in my life, I thought that screen in the center was the screen that did everything. It pulled the contrast levels, the colors. I go back to some of my old demonstrations, I listen to me talk, and I go, wow, how much I didn't know. I'll tell you one thing, like I said, not a big fan of screen innovation and never will be, but I got to give it to the guy. He put his time in, 11 years developing this technology. His technology developed 11 years, I think. He did in the garage, something like that, some story I read about him, but anyway. But long story short, I can beat your screen. I can actually go so far to say is I can engineer a technology titled the Diamond Killer and blow your screen clean out of the water. Easily. I can do it in 20 minutes. Certified screens, I know your stuff already. I know all your secrets about your screens, all the complications and problems you have. I watch hours and hours and tons of your demonstrations. I see how you cut corners, how you try to make your screens look like something that they're not. And I could blow your stuff clean out of the water with no problem. And I could do it on a 720p projector that would cost me under 200 bucks in an environment that your screen can't even maintain in 20 minutes. If you ever want to take that challenge, you hit me up on an email and watch me play. You'd be surprised. We got a lot of technology that sits on the shelf. See that stuff over there sitting on the shelf over there? A lot of people ask me, what is that stuff? That's all test technology we never even got a chance to get around to. We develop screen paint so fast. I'll be sitting upstairs, I'll be playing the video game, boom, idea pop in my head, and we'll make it. We don't have time to design it. We don't have time to display it because I'm working on this. Then I got another screen over there I have to do after this. So yeah, I got stuff over there I haven't even had time to play with yet. Let's go over here.
The perfect designer may be an Austin, but you can find her right now on Upwork.com.
39s have like 6 or 7 invisible coatings attached to them. We don't have time to show it off. Every time we develop a screen, we have a gamer technology attached to it. We can design a gamer technology around it. We can change it to any color we want. Just about. But now I'm just going to keep it simple, because then at that, we clutter the website. That's what would happen. That's the reason why we don't design anything. Is we can't go in as much as we can because we will clutter the website. We've done it before. Had so much content, we clutter the website. And then that becomes confusing to the customer because the customer gets overwhelmed. They don't know what to buy. So we keep it short and sweet. We have the gunmetal technology. We have the black technology over here. And then we have the acoustic screens. That's all we need. Now, when I get my storefront, that's a different story. I can display whatever I want because I have as much room as I want. People can come in, they can see technology on display. Now, once I get the store, that's when I'm going to start hiring people. Because now we're going to need an office building. We're going to need a place to process the orders at. Because I want to do the store differently. I want to do the store where we have a kiosk system put in, where basically people can come in and they can actually design their screens from there on a computer. They go straight to the warehouse and they manufacture from there. And then we'll have some things like paint on demonstrations where people can go in, they can suit up, sign a waiver or whatever. I don't know why you would, but better safe than sorry. You'd be surprised on the dumb stuff I've seen from people have done some crazy stuff. And they can basically go in and they can paint their own screens at the end of the day. So you can paint a little small sample screen for yourself, paint your own samples, and check them out. Yeah, you like that idea, don't you? God's amazing, isn't he? One thing I love about my Lord and Savior, not only does he give us the ability to be able to design amazing technology, but he also too gives us the business sense of it all too, and how to run a proper company. And also too, at the end of the day, all the ideas, and we do advertising for it, all that comes from my Lord and Savior. There are so many different ways he's given us to be able to advertise our product when we go offline. Now we're still going to be online, we have to be, but we want to be able to advertise the product in the next level, and what would be more advanced than having a nice big storefront to display it. I'm not going to tell you how we're going to do it, but it's going to be quite interesting when we do, and it's going to be quite a jaw dropper. Right now, I can take a black screen and stick it outside of my driveway, and I will have people slow down and stare at it because you see a projector, you see a black screen. Most of the time when you see a projector, the screen is white. They will stick around just to watch that screen fire up because it's black. That's why I explain to people, when you are doing for backyard barbecues, or say you're doing something with inflatable screens, you're renting them out and so forth, your biggest advertisement is going to be one thing: the screen is black. That's why. Blow up an inflatable screen with black technology coated on it at a party. Everyone's expecting to see a white screen. The minute that screen shows black, everybody's going to be staring at it, trying to figure out how is that going to produce an image. And I get it every single time we display a screen. The main point of it, it looked just like a TV. That thing fired up in the evening hours, and it was beautiful. The screen was black. You're going to hear that all day long. You've already advertised for your business because the screen's black. You're going to have more money than you know what to do with at the end of the day. People are going to be running out your inflatable screens because it's coated with that black technology attached to it. Gray screen, again, they don't pull up all so well. They don't pull up well in this environment. What makes you think they're going to fire up outside? See? And this is gunmetal, by the way, not black. So they can't fire up in here. They're not firing up out there. Now, on top of that, because we develop an invisible coating, we can spray our glass for advertisement and make money off that too also. So even the window glass is advertisement. Do floor projection. Can you imagine walking into one of the stores and looking down, the entire floor is displayed with an image, including the ceiling? All right, let's just play something regular. Let me see. We can't do contrast on here because contrast won't pick up on the gray screen. Oh, nothing's going to pick up on the gray screen at that.
What we do and how we do it matters. And why we do it matters even more. Ram, J.D. Power's #1 brand.
Now, if I took the time out, I could make, I'm gonna do an upgrade version of Network Gray 773. I'm gonna do the half and half. As we're gonna, we got the name, but we call it the half and half. That's an upgraded version of it. We're gonna make an upgraded version of it. So half and half upgrade version is, like I told you before, 2 scoops of black, I say 1/4 of silver, and it would be at silver glitter. And as for the base would be half 773, and the other half would be the PPG or PPG, I get that mixed up, silver. We're going to make the upgraded version of it. We're going to use that in all our demonstrations to show you the difference between that product and our black, which we're going to level it with no problem. We're definitely going to level it, but we're going to put the ingredients out so everybody can make it. And we're also going to challenge some people who make gray screen paint products to go against it, see if they can basically beat the screen. So at the end of the day, what does it prove? It proves that technology will overpower it, no problem. It will give you a more advanced version for those of you who still want to stick with this dinosaur paint. It'll give you a better advanced screen than this right here. And then for anyone else developing great screen paint that's talking too much smack, at the end of the day, we challenge you to go against it. You don't want to match that stuff, and you don't want to overpower you. That's two things. Don't want to match it, don't want to overpower you. So I think that would be fun. So I'm going to put my order in. I got to go to Sherman-Williams. I'll put an order in today. The rest of the stuff I can just buy online. All right, let me see. Now, this was 9 years ago. Yeah, I'd have had that stuff packaged and already on the website and sold. Shipped over 80 gallons over to the contract we're attached to. Yeah. Now, we got no use for it because it doesn't really do anything for us. So that's why we can make free screen paint and just give it to you. So we're going to make an upgrade version of 773. We're going to call it the half and half. That way we can use an advanced version, because I'm done with this. We've done this to death. 773 beat the crap out of it. I want to make an advanced version, make a better version of it, put it against my screen. So at least it's not going to be a challenge at the end of the day, but at least it'll be funner than this. And then for the other people who make gray screen paint products, well, now you got something that you'll have to go against and see if you can beat it. Like I said, you don't want to beat it, you don't want to match it. Actually, sorry, you want to beat it. You don't want to match it, you don't want to have it, you don't want to match it, you don't want to overpower you. Now mind you, when you do this on the half and half, it's quite easy. Black is a toner. It's not needed, to tell you the truth, at the end of the day, because the Network Gray 773 has a perfect tone to it. It does. For a gray screen paint product, it has a perfect tone, which means measuring how much black to get it to that level, you don't have to do that. Which if you had it bare 1050, you would have to do that. Measure how much black to get it to the level of where the Network Gray. By the way, we know how to do it. We can make our own Network Gray 773. I figured that out months ago. I think maybe last year we figured it out, how to make it. But anyway, so you don't have to do that. That base is already done. What we're doing is we're actually advancing the base. Now, is it going to? No, it's not going to touch anything we have. And everything here, we want to use it because we want an upgrade version of that to have fun with. But we'll put it out there. So if you want, and you're still interested in the relic paint, I want to call it relic paint, you can use it yourself. And for those who make gray screen paint products, no, you're not going to beat that screen because, again, that screen's going to have a slight edge over your product because I told you, anyone watching that demonstration, if they knew what they were doing, they can make an advanced version and beat the product. All right, that was pretty cool to watch. Okay, let's get this gray screen off my screen. And that's not even, like I said, no 3000, no 4K, no laser. That's a 720p projector.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safely. This dad and daughter were driving when they got a crack in their windshield.
That's not a cheap fix at the end of the day. That never is a cheap fix at the end of the day. Cars, thought about that. Cars don't have those little windows inside. If you had the old cars back in the day, when your windows had to be rolled down manually by hand, you remember that little wedge window in the corner that you had this little tiny knob for that you could turn to the side, back and forth. And that joker got broke. That was a lot of money to replace. It was. It's more expensive than the front windshield. I think a lot of people forgot about that. That little tiny side window, you had a little special, you could roll down. And that's when you got your workout in, when you had roll down windows. You had to come out of track, it cost you more money to get it fixed. Yeah, I remember those cars back in the day. Cigarette lighters were used to be in cars when I was coming up. Seats were vinyl, you go sit in them, you burn your legs. In the summertime, your dad or mother would have the car sitting out there in the sun and you go sit and jump in the car with your shorts on and get burned. Man, See, bro, I forgot all about that, man. That smell of that pleather when you get in the car. Oh, man. I was watching something how things were that you don't see anymore, that you can't see anymore, virtually impossible. When I was coming up, my father put me on my lap, and I felt like I was driving a car. Can't do that today. You go to jail for that. Or the station wagon where you would stack all the kids into the back of the car and you would just no seatbelts, nothing, just ride to wherever you want to go. And kids would be moving all around in the car and everything. Yeah, don't do that anymore. I like to watch that. This thing that comes on YouTube, and it talks about stuff you don't do anymore. And it's true, a lot of stuff you don't do anymore. Like when I was coming up, every kid in the neighborhood had a bike. We're biking everywhere all over the neighborhood. And wherever the bikes were at, that's where you knew where the kids were going to be at. If you saw a bunch of bikes across the street, that's where everybody was at. My personal favorite, be in front of the house when the street lights come on. I grew up that way. You can be anywhere you want in the neighborhood, but the minute the lights come on, you better be in front of the house and don't make me come get you. Man, ain't like that no more. Kids played more outside than they do outside. Technology we have today, they're inside all the time. Yep, not enough exercise. That's why I like to watch them, all the old stuff. I remember some people don't remember Cougar. Cougar, was it Cougar? I think it was Cougar. Flavored peanut butter. I forgot all about that when I was a kid. Flavored peanut butter. Saturday morning cartoons with a big bowl of cereal. Cereal used to advertise like cartoons on TV. Frankenberry, Blueberry, Count Dracula. They used to advertise like cartoons. They had a little tiny, like little show that was going about their cereal. Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms still does theirs, but back in the day, you had the popular cereal coming out, something new, and Saturday morning cartoons. Perfect combination for a kid on a Saturday. And then when the cartoons were done, go throw your shorts on or whatever you're wearing, go grab your BMX bike and go take off with your friends. Talk about the cartoons and shows you watched that day. Or whatever TV shows that came on CBS. You talked about that when you're at school, sat down with your at the lunch table. And I remember we used to have real silverware, real plastic trays with real food at the end of the day, real pizza. Now kids today get pizza, bread, sauce, and some sprinkled Parmesan cheese. When I was coming up, it was actual real pizza. Oh, man. When you're a kid, you don't realize it. I don't know what they have now. I have talked to my younger ones. I don't know what they have now in school. When I was in school, we had music class, art class. We had an actual library. Full-size library. I mean a big library you can actually get lost in. Had a top deck and a bottom deck too. Gym class. I don't know if they do the ropes anymore. We did the ropes when we were coming up. I don't know if they still do that. Or dodgeball. They might consider dodgeball to be too violent. I love dodgeball. Tetherball. Yes. I don't think they even have tetherball anymore. Tetherball, man, I'm telling you, the school playground taught you how to be a man at the end of the day. How to slide down a sliding board. It was made out of all steel and get burnt from one end to the next. How to fall off the monkey bars. They felt like they were 6 feet up. And again, we didn't have the AstroTurf. We had gravel. Yeah, you definitely were. Kids were much tougher back then. Much, much tougher. And the tetherball. Tetherball would teach you how to take a hit to the face and get back up. Oh man, I miss those days. I had a big wheel. I had a green machine. Green machine had the power slide. People had the power slide too. Man, those were good old days. Even the food tastes better. I think every person I meet that's older than me says the exact same thing. I say the food tastes better. They were like, man, the food you grew up on was garbage. Our food tastes better. I think everybody's food tastes better. Let's go here and then we're finished. I was actually born in a good year. I was born in 68. So 68, I got a chance to see the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and 2000s. I got a chance to witness the a good boom in technology, especially when I was in the 80s, yeah, 60s and 60s. No, it was just about in the 70s. I was 2 years old. So, yeah, in between that timeline and the 70s, when video games started to become, were making a mark. Atari 2600, the Odyssey, Pong, FM Marty, and you had the Japanese version, overseas version of the Sega Genesis and so forth. I had a chance to see all that stuff. Virtual Boy, oh, had one of those. That was a waste of money. The Neo Geo, yes. I'll be in gaming forums, and you have some people who do not know what the credit card slot is over top the coin dispenser on a Neo Geo arcade machine. They really don't know what that is. Well, they weren't from that era. I knew what it was. So I had a Neo Geo. I know what they were. That was a memory card slot. For a lot of people don't know. What? Yeah, that was an actual memory card slot. Couldn't figure out why the Neo Geo console system was so gigantic, because it had an actual full-size arcade motherboard in the console. That's why it looked exactly like the arcade when you played. So anybody that was doing Mortal Kombat when it came out, when Mortal Kombat first came out, if you had the Genesis version or the NEC version or the 16-bit version, you would notice that a lot of your stuff was missing. Because in mind, you're taking a game that pretty much is going to have like 400 or 500 bits of memory, and you're trying to squeeze all that on 16. That's not going to fit. So they had to make sacrifices and pull certain things out. One of the things I noticed that the shadows were circles. They were the actual shadows of the actual fighters. But if you had a Neo Geo, you paid the whopping $1,000 for it, and then the additional $300 or $400 for the Neo Geo cartridge, which was the size of a VCR tape. These things were huge. You got the entire full port of the game because you had a literally arcade system at home. And a lot of people didn't realize that that coin slot was, you got a little credit card that was your memory card. You go home, you play your game, Metal Slug, whatever it may be, and then you go to the arcade and you take out that card and you slide it over top the coin slot, and you can actually save your game from the arcade or replay your game where you started from home from the arcade system. That's why you see people before, I had these gold little wallets they would pull out, and they had their Neo Geo card like this. Yeah, they had the actual arcade at home. Those were people who had the benefits. Those are the higher upgrade systems, which would have been the Panasonic 3DO, CDI. All those were considered to be the $600, $700 units. And then you had the Neo Geo, which was $1,000. And then underneath that, you had the Atari Jaguar and so forth and so forth. Yep. TurboGrafx 16 had all those. TurboGrafx 16 was nice. I like the TurboGrafx 16. It didn't stay long, really, at all. Went under. Whole company went under. All right. Let's see. Let me get one more here. Because when you hear me, when I start talking like that, oh, come on, stop playing. Our batteries are dying. When you hear me talking about other things, we're done. We passed. Screen did what it needs to do. We're done. I'm already past it. That's one of my signatures. You talking about something else? Yeah, we're done. That's everything I need to see. It's working out quite fine. $4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Excuse me. Oh, that would definitely be a cool display for the day. We definitely got to do that one. That just popped into my head a few minutes ago. I'm going to do a floor projection demonstration today and a portal at the same time using the 3D mapping software. I'll put something on for you guys to watch real quick. I got to go set this thing up. It just popped into my head. We got the equipment here to do it too. Let me see. Yeah, we got the unit here. This is one of the units. Definitely doing that one today. Keep forgetting we got this equipment here. Like literally, we have 3D mapping equipment here. Or we're definitely gonna put that. We'll put it in a portrait. You guys watch it. I gotta set something up upstairs real quick. This is gonna be a cool demonstration. Where is it? Oh, it's right over there. There's a screen for that. I gotta get a stand for that. Yeah, much appreciated. All right, people. Ha! Caught it this time. Usually with these commercials when I'm upstairs doing something, but I caught it this time. I gotta go do this, man. Something just crazy just popped into my head. This is already past the ultra short throw test, so we're done here with this. We are gonna do, when I finish this one upstairs setting up, we're gonna do a portrait, vortex, and we're gonna do the floor at the same time. So in order for me to do that, I need that projector right there. So this one's already done, it's already passed. For short though, we're done. I need to do the other surface too. We'll be right back. I'm gonna knock this one out too for next. And then after that, we're gonna take us upstairs. I'm gonna do my portrait, my portal. That's what the virtual room upstairs is designed for. Oh man. Let's see, how are we gonna stand this thing up? It's a pretty big screen. All right, gotta figure that one out later on. Gotta go, thank you all, and God bless.